Hi, I'm Greg Bowen, lifetime resident and former planning director, speaking at a meeting Thursday, November 30th as a citizen and member of Keep Calvert Country, a bipartisan group of Calvert County citizens who believe in an open government by the people and for the people. We love Calvert's rural character and we want Calvert's quality of life to be protected. We're not anti growth, but we want Calvert to grow no faster than its infrastructure. In other words, to grow responsibly. Next, I have a great admiration for our planners who attended the meeting, and I appreciated them being there. They're some of the hardest working people I know. And at this point, the plan that we are reviewing is a consultant's plan, not theirs. And I will say this, there is much that I like about the plan that is well written. However, we've met with 10 other citizen groups and we have much to say about 7 items pertaining to the consultant's plan and about a former planning director's decision to leave out the requirement for a transportation planner as part of the planning study. Tonight, as we lead up to submitting our comments by December 8th, we have questions and a tentative recommendation for changes. But first, we want to hear from staff and from other citizens. This is our first recording and it's on transportation. Others will follow. Calvert has attracted residents for decades, drawn to its proximity to bay and river, rural character, good schools, low crime rate, low poverty rate, low unemployment rate. Maybe that is why home values and income rank among the highest in the state. There's another reason why residents have always loved Calvert County: a good highway network. Traveling in any other direction from Washington, D.C., where is there a better level of road service than Calvert County's? Compare Maryland 270 heading to and from Frederick, or Baltimore-Washington Parkway heading to and from Howard, or Route 95 headed towards Virginia, or Route 5 headed towards Charles County. Once you make it to Calvert County's line, many residents feel like they've made it home and the traffic is flowing well. It is in no part due to numerous boards of county commissioners and to great comprehensive plans that helped control growth, but is also due to Frank Jacklich, planning director for 28 years. He grew up on Long Island when it was farmland, and he resolved that Calvert would not turn into the suburban sprawl with congested roads that he experienced towards the end of his life on Long Island. He became very good friends with folks at the State Highway Administration and worked with them to help keep good road plans for Calvert County. But more on that in a bit. Now let's contrast Charles County with Calvert, where Jackie Seneschal, chief consultant for this plan, was planning director from 1985 to 1994. And no question, it was a real challenge for her to deal with the traffic impacts along these corridors. You see, for decades, Charles County has taken a pro-growth approach to its plans. Retail development lines the major traffic corridor, Maryland 301 and Route 5 just north of Waldorf, where the average trips per day is almost 60,000. Strip commercial development was allowed to stretch along the county from the county line to White Plains, over 6 miles of commercial entrances and exits and stoplights. A strip of chain businesses with nothing to say where you even are on the road. And then dotted along 301 are old motels, empty business fronts, not our model for growth. The commute from Charles County was recently deemed the worst in the nation by AutoInsuranceCenter.com. The property tax rate in 2017 is the highest for any county in the state. And by the way, rapidly growing counties and urban counties tend to have higher property tax rates. Here, north of Waldorf, there are 6 traffic lanes, and that increases to 8 traffic lanes after Mattawoman Beantown Road. During rush hour, though, this area is regularly backed up. Calvert's strategy, going all the way back to early 1980s, was to put town centers in the right places, zone them the right size, don't allow them to stretch too far along Maryland 4, make them great places to live, work, and shop. So starting at the top with Dunkirk on Route 4, Owings on Route 2, then Huntingtown on 4, Prince Frederick, St. Leonard, Lusby, and Solomons. This is a main retail corridor in Prince Frederick from the town center boundary north of the hospital down to Dares Beach Road. And the first issue we want to deal with is that no traffic study was done as part of the preparation of the draft plan. And without any kind of detailed information, the plan says the highway system is presently operating well, with some delay at signalized intersections in Prince Frederick, where we experience peak traffic periods. All arterial and collector roads are operating at acceptable levels of service, it says. I'm not comforted by this statement. At best, this understates the problems based on the situation I'm about to describe. You see, the average daily traffic volume was 48,600 in 2011, according to a county report to the state in 2017. Commuters face backups, though, of almost 2 miles many days to get to this intersection of Stokely Road. Some have even started to make detours through Wilson Road to bypass the backups. So this section of Maryland 4 from along the Fox Run Shopping Center, shown here to the right, is to be widened to 6 lanes in the near future. Will the 6 lanes solve the problem? Well, the State Highway Traffic Study was done in 2013 to look into the impact of adding 2 more lanes to Route 4. It noted that this traffic study evaluates the potential traffic schemes to improve operations along this corridor in Prince Frederick. But it also assumes that both Prince Frederick Boulevard and Chesapeake Boulevard will be extended to provide continuity and alternative routes to Maryland 24. Trouble is, there are no current plans to complete Chesapeake Boulevard. So what does this mean to the results from this plan? But even the plan itself draws some conclusions that are concerning. It says right now the intersections operate at acceptable level of service, listing only the Stokely Road intersection as an E-level intersection. But then it goes on to say that future developments along 2-4 corridor, especially at the former middle school site and a 36-acre site along Maryland 402, that's Dares Beach Road, will have significant traffic impacts on operations throughout the study area. And this does not factor in a proposed expansion that's in the plan. The conclusions from the study was that, and they did this based on 3 different alternatives. One was a no-build option where the road would stay a 4-lane highway. Alternative 2 was an underpass south of Fox Run Shopping Center. And Alternative 3 was to completely close the Steeplechase Drive intersection and then build an at-grade intersection along 2-4 north of 402, Dares Beach Road. So today, as a result of this study, the best plan, Alternative 3, we will have 16 failed intersections when you count in both AM and PM peak. 7 in the morning, 9 in the evening. And that will indicate, as you can well suspect, a great deal of additional commuting times. 3 of those failed intersections will be along Route 4. The others are going to be on county roads, county intersections, which the county will have to deal with to either upgrade or allow them to be troubled intersections. Even worse, the Board of County Commissioners indicated in its a report to Maryland Department of Transportation on October 24th of this year. They noted that based on anticipated growth, daily traffic is estimated to grow from 48,600 to 83,600. That's 35,000 trips in just 12 years. That is 40% more traffic than it is being experienced along the 301 Maryland 5 roads north of Waldorf. That's a 72% increase in just 12 years at this location. And the only road improvement proposed is the expansion from 2 lanes to 3 each way through Prince Frederick. And that level of increase in traffic is also likely to impact Dunkirk and Huntingtown, because as we can well suspect, most of the traffic will originate outside of county lines. Finally, let me add that traffic on 231 has increased 46% since 2000. Traffic on Maryland 4 just north of Solomon's Bridge has increased 38% since 2000. And when I asked the lead consultant, Jackie, about the traffic projections and the growth in traffic on Maryland 231, she had no idea. Nor did she know that the county commissioners were predicting that traffic daily volumes would go from 48,600 to 83,600 by 2030. Without that kind of information, our concern is that the recommendations in the plan are not valid. And now we talk about the proposed town center expansion, where a 30% increase is proposed, which was not factored in the state highway study, which only looked at developments that were already in the concept stage. So the question is, why do we have to map out an expansion to the town centers now, particularly with all this new information about traffic? Why not describe where it might expand if there is road and sewer capacity to accommodate growth? So our tentative recommendation we had going into the meeting is that there be no expansion of town centers to be included in the draft plan at this time until a full transportation study and improvement plan is presented to the public. The citizens need to know, because ultimately citizens will have to pay the county share for county intersections leading into the state roads. So that's our recommendation for traffic, and we'll follow up with the other sections that were presented at the meeting on November 30th.